Hey everybody, this is Chris with Night of the Living Card Games. Welcome to the final scenario of my Rise of Red Skull playthrough. In this matchup, we see Red Skull going up against War Machine with the Justice aspect. So, looking at the start of this scenario, we first got to see what we won for beating Zola in the last, and that is to take the basic upgrades that we had gotten earlier, and we get to flip it over to its improved side. So our basic recovery option becomes an improved recovery upgrade. So it is still permanent setup. I still get 4 extra hit points, and my alter ego still gets +1 recovery. The difference now is after I use my recovery, I can exhaust this card to draw a card. And I still have my adrenal stims because I haven't used it before. So that is discard this card, ready your hero, and heal 5 damage. So looking at Red Skull, he is a 2-scheme, 0 attack, 12 hit point villain. However, his attack has an asterisk. Red Skull gets +1 attack for each side scheme in play. Red Skull likes to pump out side schemes, and he's going to get stronger with each one out there. Looking at his main scheme, 1A, the Rise of Red Skull, the setup tells you to get him set up and use the Hydra Assault and Hydra Patrol encounter sets, along with standard and the one experimental weapon that we got earlier in the first scenario. It has a setup instructions. It says put the red house side scheme into play and then shuffle every other side scheme into its own side scheme deck and set it aside. So this is my side scheme deck. Real quick, looking at the red house side scheme, it is a 3 threat per player side scheme, and it says Red Skull cannot take damage. But it has an interrupt that when a character thwarts this side scheme, they may use their attack instead of their thwart. All right, so we have the setup taken care of. So flipping over to 1B, it is a 8 threat threshold main scheme, and it has a forced response after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, which is putting threat on the main scheme. Reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. So every turn he's going to be putting out a new side scheme. Comes in with 0 threat, goes up 1 threat per player. So taking a look at War Machines in his alter ego side, James Rhodes, he is a 10 hit point, 3 recovery hero with the shield and soldier traits. He has an action, choose a War Machine card in your discard pile and shuffle it into your deck. And a force response, after you change to this form, discard each ammo counter from your identity. Hero side, he is a 1 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense hero with the Avenger and Soldier traits. He has a response. After you change to this form, place 5 ammo counters on War Machine. And he has upgrades and events that trigger off those ammo counters, and you can use them as resources to do damage and other things. Alright, so we've got everything set up. I got my extra hit points. We put out the first side scheme. I think we're ready to draw up to our opening hand and get this started. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. So we have targeted strike, repulsor beam, field agent, Gatling gun, another targeted strike, and a surveillance team. Alright, so since I know we're going to have a bunch of side schemes out, I do like these targeted strikes. They are remove an ammo counter and then remove 3 threat from a scheme. And I really would like to have the gauntlet gun out, which is a nice upgrade, and I exhaust it to generate a wild resource for a War Machine event, and I get to place an ammo counter on War Machine. So I think I'm going to discard surveillance team, field agent, and repulsor beam, and draw 3 more cards. So that gives us another field agent, vigilante training, and under surveillance. All right. So let's see here. I am going to use my alter ego action to choose a War Machine card from your discard pile, shuffle it into your deck. I only have the 1 repulsor beam. So let's get that back in my deck. Making a mess of shuffling off camera here. Alright. So now we're going to flip ourselves up to hero form. Because I changed up, I get to put 5 ammo counters on there. Thanks to my buy the same token, I tokens there. So I am going to use Field Agent and Vigilante training to play a Gatling gun. And then I'm going to use Gatling gun. I'm going to exhaust it to generate a wild resource for a War Machine event and place 1 ammo counter on it. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to use that wild resource to pay for targeted strike. Hero action, remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine, and remove 3 threat from a scheme. So there's that, and I'm just going to put these over here until I have to reshuffle. Right, so that's gone, so Red Skull can take damage, so let's punch him for 2. And I don't have enough for under surveillance, and I'm no point in keeping doing anything with targeted strike. So I'm going to discard under surveillance, ready myself up, and then draw back up to my hand size of 4. I'm going to keep targeted strike. I get an energy, an upgraded chassis, scorched earth, and a government liaison. Alright, villain phase. We put 1 threat on the main, and now we draw the top card of the encounter deck. Mass Chaos. Side scheme. When revealed, each player discards the top 5 cards of their deck and places 1 threat here for each different type of resource icon they discarded this way. Starts with 0, and it has a crisis icon. So it's going to have at least 1, but let's see here. So 1, energy, mental, physical, energy, and physical. So lost some good cards, and I have to put 3 threat on here. Alright, he is going to come and attack me. So it is 0, but 1 for... Put the crisis icon out there. 1, because he has 1 side scheme out. So 1, 2, 3. Hits me for 3 points of damage. And now we get our encounter card. It is a Hydro Exo Soldier. Hydro Exo Soldier is a 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 hit point minion with toughness. Alright. Okay, so what we are going to do here we are going to first use the Gatling gun to generate a wild resource for a War Machine event and place 1 ammo counter on War Machine to play targeted strike. So I remove 1 ammo counter, and I get to remove 3 threat from scheme. So that takes care of Mass Chaos. And now I am going to attack with War Machine to take the tough off of the Exo Soldier. And I'm going to spend energy and Government Liaison to play Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is a War Machine event. Hero action. Remove 3 ammo counters from War Machine. That takes me down to 2. Deal 3 damage to each enemy in play. So I do 3 damage here. And I do 3 damage here. That's about all I can do, so I'm going to ready myself up. I'm going to keep upgraded chassis in my hand, see if I get a chance to put that out. Drawing back up to 5, we get to clear the area. A missile launcher, vigilante training, and a repulsor beam. Okay, so villain phase. We put 1 threat on the main, and he gets a side scheme, which is Hydra Patrol. It is a 2 per player side scheme with the crisis icon. And when defeated, each player goes and finds a Hydra minion and puts it in play engaged to them. Okay, so he is going to attack, and I am just going to take that. So he's attacking for 1, just 1. And then the Exo Soldier is going to attack. I'm also going to take it. So I take 2. And our encounter card is a Flame Soldier. Hydra Flame Soldier is a 1 scheme, 1 attack, 4 hit point minion With a forced response, after a Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack against you, discard a support you control. Well, at the moment, I don't have any supports, so that doesn't worry me too much. All right. So I got to figure out, got to get side schemes under control here. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to... Yep. All right. So I don't think I've got a great way to do this. So we'll have to try our best. Got to play clear the area. But I don't think I have a way to get that down. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to first use our Gatling gun, or Gauntlet gun, I apologize. Exhaust it, spend it, get a wild resource for a War Machine event, and gain an ammo counter. Repulsor Beam is an attack event. Remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So let's get you out of here. We are going to use Vigilante Training to play clear the area, so I'm going to remove 2 threat from scheme. Which means I have to go find a Hydra minion, and we're going to put a Hydra regular into play. And because he is put into play and not revealed, I don't have to worry about the insight. All right, I am next going to spend my upgraded chassis to get a missile launcher down. So missile launcher is a 1-cost upgrade. Hero action. Exhaust missile launcher and remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. This attack gains ranged. So we are going to do that. 1 ammo counter to get rid of the Hydra Flame Soldier. Oops, that goes away. And then we're going to use War Machine to attack this Hydra regular. All right, and that's about all I can do, so I'm going to ready myself up. Drawing back up to my hand size of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see what we get. We get a full auto, another Gatling gun, a surveillance team, a repulsor beam, and a homeland intervention. All right, so Red Skull is getting 1 threat on the main, so we're at 3 of 8. We flip over the side scheme. It is Hydra Reinforcement. It is a 2 threat side scheme that has the hazard icon, and it has a when defeated effect. The player who defeated this scheme discards a non-elite minion. So Red Skull is punching me. I'm just going to take it. So he's attacking for 0. +1, +0. So just 1 out. And then we get an encounter card, which is Hail Hydra. When revealed, each Hydra minion engaged with the hero makes an attack against that hero. Each player who was not attacked this way searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion, puts it into play to engage with them, and shuffles the encounter deck. Let's just get this Hydra regular out again. And let's see what we can do. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to first spend Repulsor Beam and full auto to put in a surveillance team. Surveillance team is a 2-cost support with 3 snoop counters. And as an action, you can exhaust surveillance team and remove 1 snoop counter to remove 1 threat from a scheme. Okay. And now I am going to play Homeland Intervention. 0-cost event. Action. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted this way. I am going to choose this 1 shield card that I have and Hydra Reinforcement side scheme. So I'm going to exhaust that card, and I get to remove 2 threat from a side scheme. So this goes away. And when defeated, the player who defeats this gets to discard a non-elite minion, so Hydra Regular goes away. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to thwart for 1, and then I'm going to flip down. And flipping down, I have to get rid of my ammo counters, and then I'm going to choose my alter ego action to choose a War Machine card in your discard pile and shuffle it into your deck. I'm going to choose Upgraded Chassis. Oh, I just realized. I'm going to cheat a little bit, folks. Hope you bear with me. I had 1 ammo counter left. I could exhaust Missile Launcher and use 1 ammo counter to deal 2 damage to an enemy. So, before I changed to Alter Ego, Rhodey launched a missile at Red Skull before getting out of his suit. Alright. So that's about all I can do here. So I'm going to ready myself up. I'm going to ditch the last card, which is Gauntlet Gun, and draw up to 6. I got that upgraded chassis, full auto, munitions bunker, sonic rifle, surveillance team, and Iron Man. Alright, I've got a bunch of great cards that are all very expensive, so I can't use them all. Alright. Well, let's see what happens here. First things first, we're going to put 1 threat on the main, and we get Prison Camps. Prison Camp comes in with 3 threat. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an ally, puts it into play, and then shuffles their deck. And it has an acceleration icon. Okay. And now Red Skull is scheming for 2 plus 0. If you are in hero form, the villain attacks you after this activation. Well, I'm not in hero form. Alright, so we are at 5 of 8 there. And our encounter card is Red Skull's Right Hook. It is attachment attached to Red Skull. Red Skull gains Retaliate 1. And as a hero action, you can spend 1 energy, mental, and physical resource to discard this card. So he's got Retaliate. Well, that's not great. Alright, so first things first, we're going to use Rhodey's ability to shuffle a War Machine card back into my deck, and I am going to choose Targeted Strike because I need some threat removal in there. Alright, I am going to recover, not so much for the hit points, but to draw a card, and I draw a Homeland Intervention. Okay. Alright, so we got a lot of different things we can do. Looking through here, I think what we're going to have to do, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to spend Surveillance Team, full auto, and an upgraded chassis to get down Iron Man. And as a response, so Iron Man is a 3-cost, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit point ally. Response, after he enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a tech upgrade and add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Right. I will pull down my gauntlet gun. And then we're going to flip up, which gets me 5 ammo. All right, then we're going to spend 3 to get a sonic rifle out. So sonic rifle is a 3-cost upgrade with 2 uses. And as a hero action, you can exhaust sonic rifle and remove a charge counter from it to confuse an enemy. Or you deal 3 damage to that enemy if it's already confused. So we are going to do that to confuse Red Skull. We are going to have Iron Man thwart for 1. Or thwart for 2, sorry. Taking that down to 1. And then we are going to exhaust surveillance team and remove a snoop counter to remove the last one off of there. So now I defeated it. I get to search my deck and discard pile for an ally and put it into play and then shuffle their deck. All right. This deck does not have a lot of allies in it, so I think that is going to be my ally. So I get to put them into play. So Agent 13 is a 4-cost 2 thwart 1 attack ally, and both thwart and attack have a response. After Agent 13 attacks or thwarts, choose a shield support and ready that support. At the moment, the only support I have is the surveillance team. So we are going to exhaust Agent 13 to thwart 2 off of this, the main, which allows us to ready the surveillance team, which we'll just use again to remove another one off of the main. Get that under control. All right, that is all I can do. So we are going to ready myself up and draw back up to my hand size. 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a field agent, Monica Chang, for justice, strength, and homeland intervention. Okay, so Red Skull gets 1 on the main. And then our side scheme is Censor the Past. It is a 3 threat per player side scheme, and it says when defeated, each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them into their deck, and it comes in with an acceleration icon. So 3, acceleration, and when defeated. All right, so he is attacking me for 1, and I'm just going to take it. So 1, 2. And now we get an encounter card, which is Hydra Exo Soldier. This is the 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 hit point tough minion. All right. Figure out how I want to do this. So I think what we're going to do here, we're going to spend strength and field agent to get a Monica Chang out. So Monica Chang is a 3-cost, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 hit point ally with the shield trait. And response, after she enters play, search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of surveillance team support, put it into play, and then place 1 snoop counter on each surveillance team you control. So I know I've got 1 in my discard pile. I'll just kind of put it over here, try to maintain space. So it comes in with 3 snoop counters. And then we get to add 1 to each one we control. So that goes up to 2, and that's 4. All right. So what we are going to do is we are going to do Homeland Intervention. So again, exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted this way. So I am going to exhaust these 2 surveillance teams to get rid of this. So when defeated, each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them into their deck. And since my deck is very thin right now, that is very handy. So I'm going to get a munitions bunker, my upgraded chassis, and I think we'll do a repulsor beam. All right. So I get a 4 Justice in my hand. That's not going to do me much good. So I'm going to have Monica Chang attack for 1 to get the tough off the Exo Soldier. I am going to have Tony Stark and War Machine punch for 4 on the Hydra Soldier. And then I'm going to have Agent 13 thwart for 2. No, you know what? We're going to leave that off. Instead of thwarting for 2, she's going to attack for 1, which clears out this soldier. And then I get to ready a shield support that I control. So I will ready for one of my surveillance teams, and then I will use it to get 1 threat off the main. And then I'm going to use my missile launcher and spend 1 ammo counter to do 2 damage to the enemy. And because that was a ranged attack, I don't take the retaliate. All right, and Iron Man took an extra consequential damage. All right, so we're going to ready myself up. And draw back up to my hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 2 cards left in my deck, so I will be decking out next turn. Get a targeted strike, a genius, an upgraded chassis, a repulsor beam, and a clear the area. Alright, so Red Skull gets 1 threat on the main, and then our final side scheme is the Sleeper Awakened. Sleeper Awakened side scheme is a side scheme with no threat threshold. And it says this side scheme cannot lead play while the sleeper is in play. It has a when revealed effect. Put the sleeper into play engaged with the first player, and then when the sleeper is defeated, remove this card from the game. I'm reshuffling up my side scheme deck. So the Sleeper. The Sleeper is a 1 scheme, 3 attack, 5 hit point minion with the Elite Hydra and Robot trait. It has Guard, Retaliate 1, and Toughness. When revealed, the Sleeper engages the first player, and then when defeated, remove the Sleeper from the game. All right. Okay, so then Red Skull is going to attack for 0 plus 1 plus 0. If this card resolves during an undefended attack, which I did, discard a support I control. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, one of these surveillance team goes away. He attacked me for 1, though, so I only take 1 damage. The Sleeper attacks, and I will have Monica jump in front of it, so she is defeated. Oops, wrong discard pile. Right, and we get 1 encounter card, which is a Hydra Soldier with a Guard. And so we can't attack the Red Skull while either of those are in play, And then when defeated, the engaged player, deal the engaged player an encounter card. All right. Okay, so we are going to use our Gauntlet Gun to generate a wild resource for a War Machine event, gain an ammo counter, which takes me up to 5, and play Repulsor Beam, remove an ammo counter, and deal 4 damage to an enemy. And I will be... oh, shoot. Before I had done that, I will have taken a ammo out to do missile launcher to take care of the tough, and since it's range, I don't have to worry about retaliate. So that's 4 damage there. I'm going to exhaust War Machine to do the final 2 damage. To this, so now it is removed from the game. This is removed from the game, so it is not going to come back up. Okay, next I am going to exhaust my surveillance team, use 1 snoop counter to take 1 threat off this. Then I'm going to spend a targeted strike to play clear the area, to clear the last threat off there. And because it's the last threat, clear the area allows me to draw a card. It's my munitions bunker. I am going to then flip myself down, losing all my ammo counters. And I'm going to spend Genius to get my munitions bunker out. So munitions bunker is a 2-cost support, and it says alter ego, exhaust munition bunker and place 2 ammo counters on here. And then as a hero action, exhaust the munition bunker to move each ammo counter here to War Machine. So when you flip over, you can start banking ammo counters, and then you can bring them out into hero form. So I will do that. And then the nice thing with Agent 13 is when she attacks or thwarts, she can ready a shield support, which Munitions Bunker is, so you can repeat the process. And now I am going to also use my ability to shuffle 2 cards into the encounter deck. So we are going to choose a Gauntlet Gun. Or no, it is only 1 card. I apologize. So I'm actually just going to do Targeted Strike when I have that thwart. Let me shuffle it into my 1-card deck here. Okay. And I'm not going to do anything with my allies right now. So I'm going to ready myself up. And I'm going to hold on to upgraded chassis. I'm going to get 5 cards. I get downtime, a targeted strike. Because I decked out, I get an extra encounter card. And then I get 3 more cards. Government Liaison, a Strength, and a Clear the Area. Alright, so we're back up to my hand size. Villain phase. Put 1 threat on the main. He is going to get a side scheme, which is the Hydra Patrol again. So 2 threat, Crisis, and when defeated, we'll go get a Hydra minion. He would scheme, but he is confused. And then the Hydra Soldier, he schemes for 1, and now we get 2 encounter cards. First is Laser Rifle. So laser rifle is the experimental weapons that we got in the first scenario. It gives the villain a +1 attack, and for it to interrupt when the villain attacks, the attack gains ranged. All right, and then I can spend an energy and a physical resource to discard that card. Second encounter set is Bitter Rival. When revealed, exhaust a character you control for each side scheme in play. Okay, sure. I will exhaust Iron Man. Tony Stark is off partying right now. Right, so now it is my turn. So first things first, I'm going to do munitions bunker. So I have 4 up on there. I am going to spend a strength and a government liaison to get down my upgraded chassis, which making some room out here. So upgraded chassis is a 3-cost upgrade. War Machine gains the aerial trait, and then as a hero spawns after you change into hero form, exhaust it to give War Machine a tough status card. So we're aerial now. All right. Nothing else I think I can do in Alter Ego. I don't have any War Machine cards. I don't have any War Machine cards to take care of. So we're going to come on up. All right, and because I changed to hero form, I'm going to exhaust my chassis to give myself tough. I will spend a downtime to do clear the area. So I'm going to remove 2 threat from this. So I have to go get a Hydra minion, put him into play. I'll get my friend the Hydra regular. And because it was the last threat on a scheme, I get to draw a card. Scorched Earth. That would be nice, but I don't have quite enough to deal with that. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to... Oh, I forgot to give myself my 5 ammo counters when I came in here. I'm going to use missile launcher and spend an ammo to deal 2 damage to an enemy. It will be the Hydra soldier. I will then just do a basic attack to defeat the Hydra soldier, and when defeated I have to deal myself an encounter card. I am going to, before I forget, I'm going to use Sonic Rifle to confuse Red Skull, and because it no longer has any uses, it goes away. Let's see here. Sure, I will use my Gatling gun to generate a wild resource and place an ammo counter to play targeted strike. It's 1 cost and uses 1 ammo counter, so I'm not going to do with the tokens. Remove 3 threat. And there we go. And I think that is going to be it. So I'll ready myself up. Draw back up to my hand size. I kept Scorched to Earth. I also drew a full auto shoulder cannon, homeland intervention, and a helicarrier. Alright, so villain phase, we put 1 on the main, we draw another side scheme, and we get mass chaos. So this is again, look at discard the top 5 cards of my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it gets 1 threat for each different resource type discarded. So mental, energy, 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 physical. So 3 on there. He is attacking Iron Man is going to jump in front for me since he has ranged. I still got tough, but that's okay. So he's attacking for 1, 2, 3. Iron Man is defeated. Hydra Regular is going to attack for 2. I'm just going to take it. It hits my tough card. And now we're going to get 2 encounter cards. First one is another guard minion. And second one is equipment malfunction. Give to the James Rhodes player. This is my obligation. I may flip to alter ego. Exhaust James Rhodes removes it from the game, or remove all ammo counters from your identity. And then if 2 or fewer ammo counters are removed this way, the card gains surge, and then just discard it. Well, we're just going to flip and exhaust to get rid of that card. So I lose these ammo counters. All right, it is my turn. First things first, we're going to exhaust my munitions bunker to get 2 more ammo on there. I'm going to use my ability to shuffle a card, War Machine card, back into my deck. We're going to do Targeted Strike again. Okay. All right, we're gonna flip ourselves here and exhaust my chassis to give myself tough. And I come in with 5 ammo counters. I am going to then spend 3 to play Scorched Earth. Actually, I'm going to keep one of these because I'm going to use 2 cards and my Gauntlet Gun. So I get to add another counter for this. So Scorched Earth is a 3-cost event. It says hero action, remove 3 ammo counters from War Machine, and then deal 3 damage to each enemy in play. So we are going from 6 to 4. And the important thing to note is this is not an attack, so it gets around guard. So I do 3 damage to each enemy in play, which discards you. Does 3 damage to the soldier. And defeats the first version of Red Skull. So let's take a look at Red Skull second phase. He's a 3-scheme, 1-attack villain, and the attack has the same bonus that he gets a +1 for each side scheme in play. And then when revealed, deal each player an encounter card. And he comes in with 16 hit points. All right, we are now going to play Homeland Intervention to exhaust up to 3 shield cards. I'm only going to exhaust Agent 13 to remove 2 threat off of that. And then I'm going to use my surveillance team to get rid of the last one. You know, we're going to chance it. I'm going to use a missile launcher, spend an ammo to defeat this minion, which gives me another encounter card. So I'll be dealing with 3 encounter cards this turn. Right. That gets me going, so let's ready myself up. I'm going to keep Shoulder Cannon in my hand and draw 4 more. Field Agent, Surveillance Team, Monica Chang, and a Homeland Intervention. All right, Villain Phase. 1 on the main, and then we get Censor the Past, a 3-threat scheme with an acceleration icon, and a when defeated effect. Each player chooses up 3 cards in the discard pile and shuffles them into their deck. Right, Red Skull is attacking, and I will just take it because I've got a tough status. So he's 1, 2, 3 with the laser rifle, 4. That hits my tough. And now we get 3 encounter cards. First things first, we get a Flame Soldier. So he is the 1 scheme, 1 attack, 4 hit point minion, and when he makes an undefended attack against you, discard a support you control. And now I have a couple supports, so that matters a little bit more. Next one is Spreading Lies. When revealed, place 2 threat on each scheme in play. Not just side scheme, all threat, all schemes. So Sense of the Past goes up to 5. And main scheme goes up to 4. The last is Bitter Rival. When revealed, exhaust a character you control for each side scheme in play. You know, I'm going to exhaust myself here. Okay. All right. So what we are going to do is we are going to spend a Shoulder Cannon, a Field Agent, and a Surveillance Team to bring in Monica Chang. So Monica Chang allows me to go find another Surveillance Team, which I will do. And then put a Snoop counter, an extra 1 on each Surveillance Team I control. So it comes in with 3, and then I get an extra 1 here and an extra 1 here. I am now going to do a Homeland Intervention. I'm going to exhaust Surveillance Team, and Monica Chang. Those are all shield cards. Choose the scheme. I'll choose that side scheme. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted this way. That is 6, so that clears this out. So I get to choose 3 cards in the discard pile and shuffle them into my deck. We'll take a Shoulder Cannon. We'll take a double resource. And we'll take a full auto for getting towards the end game situation here. Okay, Agent 13 is going to thwart for 2. That allows me to ready a... I'm going to retcon that a little bit. I'm going to flip down first. Then I'm going to do the munitions bunker to get 2. Then I'm going to have her thwart 2, so then I can ready my munitions bunker and I can do it again. So I'm sitting on 10 extra ammo with my munitions bunker. And that goes away. I realize I forgot to shoot again. So many triggers, but... And I'm going to use Rhodey's ability. We're going to get Scorched Earth back in my deck. And we're going to ready myself up. Some of these heroes are great, but when they get so many cards out, I lose track of what I should be doing. So let's draw back up to my hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have a shoulder cannon, vigilante training, under surveillance, full auto, field agent, and an energy. Alright, so we're getting 1 threat on the main, 3 of 8, and we're pulling out Hydra reinforcements. And then when defeated, the player who defeated this side scheme discards a non-elite minion. Unfortunately, that is a hazard card, so that will hit me this turn. Red Skull would scheme, but he is confused. Hydra Flame Soldier schemes for 1. And now we're going to get 2 encounter cards. First encounter card is Infinite Power. Give Red Skull a tough status card, and then he schemes. Well, darn. Okay, so he's scheming for 3. 0 boost is attached to Red Skull. So this is Red Skull's Luger. Attached to Red Skull. Red Skull's attacks gain piercing and ranged. Hero actions spend 1 of each resource to discard this card. And the boost is attached to Red Skull. Unfortunately, that means that he does have enough to pop this scheme. Alright, so let's look at main scheme 2A. New World Hydra. When revealed, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. That is Prison Camps. That is 3 with an acceleration icon. And when defeated, I could go find an ally and put it into play. And then this comes in with 1 threat and goes up 1 threat per player, and it has a threshold of 11. Right, and we still have 1 more encounter card, and that is Shadow of the Past. It never rains, but it pours. All right, looking at Rhodey, we've got his nemesis is the Living Laser. It is a 1 scheme 2 attack 4 hit point minion with quick strike. Thankfully, I'm in alter ego. And then as a note, his attack gains piercing, which Red Skull also has thanks to the Luger. And the side scheme is the Deadly Light Show. It comes in with 3 threat and hinder 1 threat per player, so it comes in with 4. And when defeated, deal 1 damage to each identity. And it comes in with a crisis icon. And we shuffle these 3 in. Okay, so now the question becomes, there are no guard minions, but do I have enough damage to take him out? And I do believe the answer is yes. Yes, we do. Okay, so we're going to flip to hero form. Exhaust my upgraded chassis to get tough. I am come in with 5 ammo. I'm going to exhaust the munitions bunker and move all my ammo counters here to War Machine. So that is 10 extra, which I don't actually have enough for that, so I will be at 15 total. Put Ariel over here. 10, 12, and we'll use that for 15. Alright, I'm going to spend an energy to get a shoulder cannon down. So shoulder cannon is a 2-cost upgrade. Has a hero action, attack. Exhaust shoulder cannon, deal 1 damage to an enemy. You may remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine to ready shoulder cannon. So basically we can just use all that ammo to burn through stuff. Unfortunately, he does have retaliate, so that is something we need to be aware of. So, first things first, we are going to have Monica Chain attack for 1, ping off the tough, and she takes 1 damage plus the 1 from retaliate, so she is gone. We are going to use a missile launcher to remove 1 ammo counter. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, and it is ranged, so I don't have to worry about retaliate. Next, I am going to use Gauntlet Gun and Vigilante Training to play full auto, which that also gives me an ammo counter back. So hero action, remove 4 ammo counters from War Machine, so 3, 4, and choose an enemy. I choose you, Red Skull. Deal 8 damage to that enemy. That attack gains overkill. So that is 8 damage. So that takes him down from 12 to 4. That was an attack, so I take retaliate, which pings the tough off me. I am going to punch for 2 and take 1 from retaliate. And then we are going to use shoulder cannon, exhaust shoulder cannon, deal 1 damage to an enemy. And I'm going to remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine to ready it. I take a damage because that is an attack from retaliate. And then I use it again to get that 1 extra damage off. And Red Skull is defeated. Thank goodness I was able to defeat him, because I don't know if I could have survived another turn with going to be 4 side schemes, retaliate, ranged, piercing, 2 minions. Yeah, he would have been swinging in for 5 plus a boost. 2, another 1. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus a boost. That would have been a very painful turn. But thankfully it didn't come to that. We won. So thank you very much for watching these. If you've watched the whole series, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I do have them up. It was very interesting to take heroes that I haven't played in a long time, pair them up with random aspects, and then just see which one goes against which villain. So I think I'm going to do a similar thing with the Mad Titan Shadow with the Guardians heroes. I am skipping over Galaxy's Most Wanted because I don't want to have to deal with Ronin. So I think I'm going to do this again, like I said, with different Guardian heroes and Mad Titan Shadow. So if you did like it, feel free to hit the like button, leave a comment. If you want to see more of my gameplay, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, thank you for watching this videos and any others that you watched. Hope you have a great day, and I will post another video soon. Thanks, everybody.